Hey, hey guys, gals, and non-binary pals. It's me, your favorite plant guy, Christopher. And I'm here with Chance, as you can see. And we're in nature, as you can see, and he's pulling on me. Come on, Chance. We've been working on that. I brought some treats with me, because I always forget to bring them. But I've been working on the not pulling thing, and the behaving himself when he sees something. But yeah, so today in this video, I think we're going to talk about politics, about freedom of politics, about freedom of choice, about liberty. What is liberty? Are we living a life of liberty? Are you a libertarian? Which is just a more extreme version, a mix between a conservative and a liberal. Do you, like me, feel that there are problems that need to be addressed and aren't? I do too. So in this video, we're going to talk about those things. So, and mind you, I didn't type a script. I didn't do any research. This is all just kind of off the cuff. Whatever. All right, just what I know, what I've learned from my experiences as a volunteer for the Elections Division of Ventura County and working polls, as what I've learned in high school and my college classes, and other various political volunteer endeavors I have done. So yeah, let's get into it, as they say. So yeah, now in this country we have a form of a republic, a democracy, and we elect people to branches of government that reflect, our parties, our personal views. And in America, you do have multiple parties. There are multiple parties, but when it all comes down to it, Democrats or Republicans, and that's basically it. I mean, you have a couple libertarian senators, but they caucus with the Republicans. Mind you, the word caucus means that they vote with. I know it kind of makes me giggle every time I say caucus. It's like hawk. It sounds like a cock, but caulk, the ceiling. Anyway, so Chance, come on. Where are you? Oh, there you go. So we, and I on this spectrum, on that spectrum, I skew to the left. Right? I feel that government does have a job to play. I feel that government should be involved with a multitude of aspects in my life, but not personal. Government can fix the roads and the streets and the schools, but they need to get out of my bedroom. They need to get out of my life. And that's why I don't like conservatives. Because conservatives, well, they're conservative. They conserve. They don't want to spend. Let me put this better. They are a form of government that I'm not opposed to, but the whole culture war thing, the whole like what do you call it? The whole Christian nationalism, the hatred of others, brown-skinned Mexicans and all the like, have become a part of the conservative movement, the Republican Party, but I don't think they are like inherently part of it. Conservatives, they used to be, they're about low taxes, basically. Low taxes, no regulations, no reforms. Let the invisible hand of the economy do everything. Government shouldn't be giving out handouts. And so for some people, a Republican Party, a conservative form is agreeable to them, and they like it, and that's fine. It's what makes our country better, by having, that is another check and balance, right? Because you have checking and balancing, right? You get the three branches of government that check, but now you have parties that check and balance each other. Hey Siri, text Dad. No, I can't. Sorry, he just texted me, but I'm doing this thing right now, so I'll get back to him. But anyway, Chance, what are you doing? Oh, he likes the water. He likes to play in it. He's drinking. Anyway, so within our country, basically we have the, more or less two branches of government. And I'm a Democrat. And some people are Republican, and that's fine. I'm not opposed to that. Okay, my opposition to the Conservative Party are the oh God, you got yourself all muddy. Anyway, I don't like the wars, right? What war did Obama get us into? Do you know? Because I can't think of a war that Obama got us into. When he left office, I don't remember a war that he started. Yes, there were wars he didn't end. And yes, Obama, in my viewpoint, was a little disappointing. He wasn't, as liberal as he had a house. He had a majority in the House. He had a filibuster majority in the Senate. And he decided to go right. And because Democrats have this idea that, if we just be a little more moderate, we can allure these Republicans over that, these libertarians or these moderate Republicans. No, they're not going to vote for you. They voted for Trump 3 times, or triple Trumpers, and they will quadruple Trump if given the chance. We need to focus on our bases, our political bases, because what's at stake is the problem is that the political parties use wedge issues, especially the conservatives, and that's why I don't like them. But the Democrats do it too. Okay, you can't live in glass houses throwing stones, and so both parties do it, right? But conservatives are really good. The Republicans are really good at taking something like unions, right? Unions. You would think, oh, I support unions. I support workers, I support workers' rights. I support them getting a fair shake, a fair paycheck, all those things, right? You think, right? No, they're like, oh no, unions are bad, because what happens is a lot of the times unions caucus where they all get together, right, and they all vote, for a certain party. And the unions, just like churches, they're not allowed to promote a party or not promote it. But the people, the workers, they see that, well, this party's going to protect my union rights, going to protect my paid vacation, going to protect my paid time off, going to protect my sick leave, going to protect my family's insurance, going to protect the money I make to support my family. And they're not going to be beholden to the corporation, the company, the guys, as my dad used to say, the guys upstairs who have a 2-martini lunch break and make decisions. Oh, look, come here. Oh, he's right there. Come here. Come here. Sorry, guys, I had to, a gopher popped his head up in the grass and Chance just went crazy for it. Anyway, so yeah, I think I've been very clear on my disagreements, right? Like, I think because it's not just because in the Constitution, but also your right to own a gun, your right to, exercise any of your rights should not be infringed. And I think it's important that we differentiate government from social life, like we've differentiated church from government, church from state, right? So you all know that, well, you should know anyway, if you know me by now, you know that I don't like situations when the government can come in and tell you what you can and cannot do. I don't like, I supported the gay marriage thing because I don't think the government should be able to tell you who you can and cannot marry. I support gun legislation because I don't think the government, I take that one back. I do think the government shouldn't inhibit you from owning a gun, but because it's a weapon, right? Like a vehicle, there should be certain regulations and certain regulations that make sure the owner of that weapon is entitled to have it, is sufficiently sufficiently legitimately able to have that. Just like you got to do with a car. Guns, even though it's an inalienable right, they should still be a privileged activity, just like driving. They always say driving's a privilege. They'll try living a life without driving in an area that has no public transportation barely. Yeah, so I think it's important to take a step back once in a while and look at the totality of things. Look at, what do I really want in life? And who's giving me that? Who's making it possible that I can succeed in life? And let me tell you, just because you have to deal with a regulation, the government required I do this certain thing with something, whatever it be, a car requirement, a house addition requirement, whatever, you got to require to have your dog spayed and neutered or vaccinated. Requirement for vaccinations for humans. These requirements, these are what make things good. And the current political environment is that, like, if you're conservative, you hate that, and if you're liberal, you support that for some reason. I don't know why. Excuse me. So I just want us to be able to get to a point where we don't have this division anymore, right? Like, I want the same things you want, but from a political standpoint, it's kind of how we get there. Is it a train? Is it a bike? Is it a road? Is it paved? Is it dirt? Is it rails? Is it a highway? So there's many different ways to get to an end point, right? And I really think the agreement is that we just disagree on the mode of transit in which to get there, and not the actual outcomes, because we all want a good country, right? We all want services paid for our veterans, for the elderly, for the children, for homeowners, for business owners, for citizens. We want there to be help for the sick and the poor and the infirmed and the indigent, right? Like, we want to make sure that everyone has equity. We have equity, that it's diverse, and it's inclusive. DEI. And oh my God, that is, all right, so DEI is very important. And that's part of liberty. That's part of freedom, right? Like, we want to be able to make choices that affect our lives in a good way. Look, this honeysuckle is blooming. Oh, I love honeysuckle. They're so pretty. There's a species of this called the Burmese honeysuckle, like from Burma. And it looks just like this plant, but like it's larger. The leaves are larger, the flowers are larger, the fragrance is larger. Yeah, Japanese honeysuckle is just, it's great when it blooms, but anyway, this wasn't a plant video. So we need to ensure that in making governmental decisions that they don't harm others who are living in the country. And unfortunately, you have citizens that live in the country. Majoritively, there are citizens, but then you have tourists, and you have visitors, and you have students, and you have guest workers, and you have the undocumented, and you have teachers that come in and all kinds of, so there's a whole lot of people here that come into the country, and they deserve to have the same rights as the rest of us, and what's the word I'm trying to, that is written in the Constitution. All persons in the United States. It's what it says, all persons. It doesn't say citizens. So I think before we come out with our guns blazing and our negative comments on Facebook, I think we should try to, God, he's being so good right now. We should try to we should try to take a step back and look at, what is the totality of the situation, right? What is the totality? What's the information? What's the truth? What's the facts? And we can then, from there, be like, okay, these are the things I'm working for. These are the things I want. These are the things I don't want. And then you can kind of see it, like what party would then fit you. And if that party is the party that's not my party, then I don't really care. I want conviction. I want people to stand behind what they say. Fine, if you're going to be a fascist, be a fucking fascist. But I like to stick my tongue out at cameras. Be a fascist, but own it. You're a racist, or you're a fascist, or you're an authoritarian. Like, that's fine. But we need to know you're not. He just wants to go on people's yards all the time and hang out there. We are a nation of laws. And we are a nation of people. And we need to be a nation that not only upholds those laws. We can go this way. Not only upholds those laws, but makes it accessible to all persons in the United States. Or, I'm sorry, the United States. Come on. So, yeah. This whole bullshit about, equity and inclusion is so bad, blah, blah. No. Well, that's beautiful. That is a beautiful birch tree. Come on. This house had this. I didn't want to aim the camera at it because people get kind of weird about that shit. But it had this beautiful birch tree in the front. Like, nothing like a birch tree. So we should try to not allow ourselves to get bogged down in the nitty-gritty of this shit, right? Like, racism, bad. Sexism, bad. Right? Bigotry, bad. Pedophilia, bad. These things should be rooted out of our government. And if you have a party that supports those values, then that's not a party that supports your values' life, right? So I hope you will figure out how to get that leash off of your foot. Huh? Come on. There you go. Come on, almost. No. There you go. Good boy. He gets a little tied up sometimes. So we we need to be clear in our convictions. We need to be confident in our what does this mean? I don't know what this means. It's right here. USBRRAW. That's weird. It's on this rock wall. Anyway. So you should try to make sure that, you leave things better than you found them, right? You always want to leave something better than you found it. You want to do things in a way that its ultimate outcome creates benefit and incentive, not disincentive, right? So I think the takeaway from this whole thing is that we shouldn't be scared of inclusionary actions. We shouldn't be scared of diversity. We shouldn't be afraid to be inclusionary to others that... Oh, come on, no. He sees it. Come on. He likes sprinklers. I don't think I got that on camera. But yeah, I want to make sure that you understand my viewpoint, right? Like you can see that I'm not, hopefully, that I'm not opposed to political parties or ideology. I'm opposed to fascism. Thank you. I love you. Have a good day. Come here.